Well, hello everyone. This is going to be the TAW in-house Showmatch series, and this is Showmatch number 1 actually, and we have two 3100 MMR players to introduce you today, both very loved in the Art of Warfare, and we're excited to bring you an all maps played best of 7. So that means that we're going to see 7 maps here. It's going to be really exciting. So both players will be able to practice against each other quite a lot. We'll be able to see a variety of strategies, hopefully. But this series is for players within the Art of Warfare to kind of battle it out with people of similar MMR. And today we're starting off with 3100. Maybe tomorrow we'll be starting off again with someone a bit higher, or pair of players a bit higher. So yeah, here we go. This is map number 1. 1,000 atmospheres, and on the top right, man himself, he's been grinding quite a lot of games recently. I love his passion for StarCraft. It is none other than MDuX, our Terran player. And on the bottom left, we have a long-standing member of TAW and one that is also very much loved. This is the battle of the loyal players today. It is our Zerg player Bixol. We're getting into the game. Let's look at it quite standard from both players at the moment. So we do have the Reaper Fast Expand here for MDuX, and we also have the Hatchery first for our Zerg player. Now, we're going to get into this. Obviously, we're very familiar with 1,000 atmospheres at the moment. Probably the map that most players, most races are quite comfortable on. There's no surprise that this map is first. So players will alternate their picks of the maps here and what order they get played in. But it doesn't matter really too much on the order here, because they're all going to be playing maps anyway. If you are interested in signing up for this Showmatch series and you are a member of TAW, then please do fill out the form in the relative Discord, which you can get access to as a member of the Art of Warfare. Also, if you're watching this and you aren't currently a member of the Art of Warfare, you will see instructions on the screen to the right. You'll see our website where you can sign up to join us as a member. We are a casual and competitive clan, and no matter what you're looking for in StarCraft, you will find it with the Art of Warfare. It's a little bit of annoying SCV here. It might go down here, but MDuX deals with it, and the supply depot goes down as well. Yeah, you know, Bixol deals well with that, but MDuX is trying to get a little bit of an extended block. And the hatchery goes down at still a good time, around about 235, so absolutely fine here for Bixol. And interestingly, haven't seen a Reaper yet. We have the double Marine. It looks like we got a Reactor coming down, looking to be a bit of a 3-racks build here, actually. That's really hard to tell. I mean, I see 4 Marines coming out, but yeah, okay, it's a little bit of a skew build. Not really familiar with this one necessarily, but I'm sure those of you guys know what's going on better than I do. But kind of like, I'd expect that to be like a 2-1-1 kind of thing to do. Or if you're going to go for your quick 3rd CC. But looks like the tech lab is here and ready for that starport to go on to, oh, or not. That's going to be for the stim. Alright. It's fine. That is fine. The Hellions will come out here for MDuX, getting ready for that pressure. And on the other side of the map, we'll just see normal droning up. We'd have one drone off of gas at the moment. There's quite a lot of gas here for Bixol, so he could go into overlord speed if he wanted to. He could go into a relatively well-timed lair as well. Maybe some quicker upgrades. World is his oyster. I'm going to see the Liberator start up here. Here we go. Hellions are out, and we will have the Liberator go across the map very shortly. Stim is on the way, but we are seeing a bit of a bank here for Bixol. I'd like to see a few more queens, actually. I think that's probably the name of the game when you're banking this many minerals. You could always just get more queens, especially against Terran. They will never go to waste. Obviously, you have more to deal with the Hellions at the very beginning of the game, and you also got the Liberator to deal with as well, so it kind of helps out with that multi-prong should that happen. But look at this. 13 drones now on the way for Bixol, going straight onto that 3rd base. And I like that. Although I would be concerned that, I mean, Bixol hasn't seen any push yet for MDuX. And I think if you're a Zerg and you haven't scouted what the pressure's going to be, that can be quite worrying. So he's going to need a few lings to deal with this Hellion pressure soon. So here they go. Hellions coming in here. They should be able to make easy work of whatever they put their mind to. They're going to go straight onto the third. They're going to try and do a bit of drone damage here and actually trying to take a few out. We do see a couple going down. I actually don't have my WCS overlay on for this game. Actually, it's a replay, so I can't get it on. That's unfortunate, but we'll count it together here. So 9, 10 drones do go down. That's going to be a nice slowing down here for MDuX at the beginning of this. All maps played, best of 7. Really nicely done there, setting him back quite a lot. And the Liberator comes in, also doing 8 kills there. Damn. Brings it up to 20 workers lost here for Bixol. But thing is, SCV production hasn't quite been as efficient as MDuX would like. Meaning that we aren't actually that different in workers right now. Like, the Hellions are getting more damage done, and they're actually going to do colossal damage here. Another 11 or so drones going down. The Hellions will be defended by the Roaches, but we're already seeing quite a hectic game, actually. Worker count still quite low here for MDuX, so even though he has done damage, he's not in a position like of game-ending potential. I mean, if he had been getting loads of SCVs down here and getting his third onto location, this would be game over, I think. But you know, Bixol still has a fighting chance here, even though he's lost 33 drones. But now we have Roaches out here, so these Hellions won't be able to get much done. So what we're seeing as a follow-up, we're seeing double medevac, we're seeing more barracks. And we actually have 2 factories really quickly here. We just have tank production now. And the third is going to go onto location now. A nice time here. MDuX doing an excellent job at keeping up onto his macro here. Staying on his build order while supplying pressure. And I'm a bit concerned. Bixol hasn't really re-droned from this, so obviously if you take damage, you need to replace your economy real badly as because 37 versus 38 is not going to cut it. The best thing to do is once you've killed those Hellions is to get that drone count back up as quickly as you can. And that'll be through injecting, creating more drones, and just getting a nice economy ready for the mid game, even though you've taken that much damage. But we do see a round of Roaches here, which I think if MDuX isn't prepared for, which to be honest I think he will be. Things coming in here doing a little bit of damage, being quite annoying there, but probably won't get much else done other than that. But yeah, we've got siege tank up in position here. We've got 4 siege tanks. I don't think these drones, these Roaches will be able to do much on the other side of that. I mean, well, we do have a drop here for MDuX. He's going to get a little bit of damage done. I do think that cleanup is probably better for Bixol. Did we lose more drones? I think we did. I think we lost 6 more there. MDuX is doing an excellent job at actually keeping up a lot of this pressure. That's exactly what you need to do, really. Again, the worker count quite low for MDuX. Needs to pick up a little bit more, and he is producing SCVs as time goes on, but yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more economy from both our players, to be honest. Just both going at it, I guess. It's quite an aggressive game. Creep now pushing out quite nicely for Bixol. He's getting a little bit more map pressure. But we do have the lair as well. Looks like Roach Tech is going to be the name of the game. He's going to get the Baneling Nest, which is going to be my next thought there. And also a couple of spines just to watch out for any of those drops. It seems to me that both players are getting to the later stages of the game, then we're going to see a bit of a clash of armies here, because already MDuX has a nice tank count here, and he has more on the way, and that's going to be really hard for Bixol to fight against, because right now it's almost like a mech army with a bit of bio support, just due to the amount of siege tanks that are on the field. But MDuX has the upgrade advantage as well. He has a very nice economy in comparison to Bixol, so I think, even though the creep's coming out, I do think we favour MDuX in this position right now. Bailing speed and +1/+1. Starting up here for Bixol. MDuX trying to find a little bit of damage. Just going to probably get in here because there's no sport pulled away yet. Of course, the drones to get pulled there, and the army of ducks is going to come in. But meanwhile, he's setting up a northern attack here. The creep is spreading out quite far. Well, Bixol's done really well to push out this creep. What I kind of like about this is this Overlord is spotting the creep tumors to spread up here. Never thought of doing that before, but that's a really nice idea. Here we go, there's a lot, well there's bio here, but there's not that many tanks with it, and I do think that the army of Bixol's going to be able to clear this one up quite nicely. The Banelings get stuck behind the roaches, but I don't think it matters too much. The army will fall. Not that much support here. I think if he pulled all of his tanks, probably could have won from that push. Not gonna lie. I think Dux has enough to crush Bixol's position, especially this fourth base up here. He's being quite defensive, and I guess there's no reason to attack anytime soon. Well, a little bit of a break in between the action here. Well, look at this tank production. I'd be concerned that if there was a Mutalisk switch, all of this army would just be dead. But then again, I guess Bixol doesn't really know what is on the other side of the map quite yet, because scouting this is really hard. Well, obviously an Overseer could probably fly over just fine. I mean, there are no missile turrets, but yeah, let's have a look at Bixol's vision right now. Fairly limited, I'd say. But, you know, his creep's looking quite good. So even... Again, he's put... Dux is pushing out only with 2 tanks, even though he's got 8 at home. That's my feedback for Dux on this game. I think he's doing really well, but I do think he could just win the game by pulling at least like 5 more tanks. I mean, I don't think you need that many tanks to defend yourself at home. But nevertheless, this is looking like a really good position for Dux. He's going to push it into the 4th base location, trying to clear that creep. Doing quite good job so far. I mean, yeah, he's got another couple of tanks here, so that will definitely add in a little bit more firepower. There's quite a lot of Banelings and Lings here as well, so this could go either way depending on how the engagement's taken. Bixol's getting ready to set up an attack here. This is quite an entrenched position here for Dux. He's got 4 siege tanks up on the high ground. He's being quite patient with his push, which I like. There is probably enough. Yeah, I'd say there's enough Zerg to be able to take this. As long as he gets a good flank here. He'll be able to do just fine. So here we go. Dux pushing into the 4th base location. And Bixol's army now posturing up to the north. Actually taking out those siege tanks. They're caught out of position. And the Banelings get excellent connections there. I think the army being split into 2 there was not great for Dux. And this is going to be a lot of Terran falling here. But the macro for Dux looking a lot more solid than his opponent, meaning that the bounce back potential for Dux is it's pretty large. But losing 4 tanks like that is going to hurt. He does have quite a lot of tanks left over behind that, so you know, nothing of a game-ending event really. What's the plan for Bixol here then? We had the Hydras coming out. +2/+2. Nice entrenched position with spines. I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, I think lava production's a little bit slow. I think there's a few injects we're missing. So, you know, production-wise, we could be maxed out, permanently maxed out here. He needs a little bit more gas to keep up his army. You know, he could probably remax on Lings and just kill his opponent with 2 Ling Floods, in my opinion. And, he's going to go for 11 Hydras, which would add a lot more utility to the army. But Dux is now flying down to the south side and actually going to get a really nice cancel on this, probably, or a few drone kills along the way as well. Actually, the Ling's responding to this. Going to get caught in a bit of a choke point. Well done by MDuX so far to get pressure on, but well defended by Bixol. So he's going to go into 3 spines here. And the spine's really now paying off. And meanwhile, also in the main, a double drop is now happening. MDuX getting more pressure on his opponent. Doing an excellent job at doing so. Takes out the macro hatch, which is actually kind of big. That's a lot of lava production, which you definitely needed with this particular composition. And MDuX is maxed out here. And MDuX is going to go down to the low ground as well. This is great pressure from our Terran player, and he's going to push in. And with this reproduction, it means that he can get away with these pushes. He's well deep on creep right now, but he can just do that. And Bixol now committing to an engagement, which probably won't go in his favour. There's no Banelings here yet. He might clear this up. He might lose a lot of Hydras in the process. So, yeah, this is critical damage for Bixol. As MDuX is just building stuff behind this and pushing in ever deeper onto creep. And MDuX looks like he's going to do it. +3/+3 has now finished. He's nearly got +2. Well, he's researching +2 vehicle weapons as well. But I feel like a rough start for Bixol has now ended in a bit of a rough mid-game as well. And there was a good engagement taken by Bixol, but I don't think it's enough considering the sheer economy of MDuX here. Let's Bailey's finish up, and they might roll down. Quite a lot more orders here for MDuX, actually, so I don't know if these Banelings will actually scale too well. I think they'll get amazing trades. Not bad trades, actually. They might actually clear this up, Bixol. Ooh, it's pretty close. Yeah, I think that's all of it. All the juice gone here for Bixol. There's not enough economy and quite a lot of harassment from MDuX. Now just pushing through Bixol, taps out, and MDuX takes game number 1 in this best of 7 all maps played series. Alright, so we are here on map number 2 of this best of 7 series, all maps played, Showmatch series. I've just checked my last recording and I noticed that my microphone's a bit quiet, so I just added a couple more decibels on that, so hopefully that's a little bit better. Down here on the bottom right side, taking the first map, let's see if we can do it again. It is the Art of Warfare's MDuX. On the top left side, struggling a little bit with that aggression early on in the game. I think this one will go a bit better for him, considering last game he lost 50 drones. If he loses less than that, it'd be looking pretty good. It's Bixol. Now you can tell that these players are pretty evenly matched right now, so I feel like for Bixol to come back into a position to actually take a good engagement and potentially threaten MDuX in that first game just shows how he can actually get that Zerg macro back together. That 30 workers though being lost, I feel like MDuX cut into his economy quite a lot to get that done. So I feel like if Bixol got his economy back together a bit quicker, he would have been in a really nice position to fight back again. Equally, I think if MDuX pushed out a little bit earlier with all of his tanks, I do think Bixol would have been in a lot of trouble. Either way, it was very well played by MDuX. But this is only one map out of 7, so let's see where we go here. Both players again not going for anything cheeky. And I'd like to see at least one game today. I think a little bit cheesy would be very nice. I know everyone else here wants to see it. Well, I don't know. I mean, when you watch a best of 7 series, you kind of want at least one game to go intense and really nail bitery. But you know, maybe we won't see it. This is a practice day after all. This best of 7 series is good for practice and just grinding out a macro if that's the kind of player you are. It's always good to have practice partners that will do that with you. So here we go. Bixol hiding that third drone quite early on, but MDuX is already here patrolling the SCV. Interestingly, MDuX never really goes for the Reaper. It looks like he's going for the 4 Marines again. Must be a bit of a duck special here. Skipping the Reaper, going reactor first, and you know, this, like, to be honest, this is even building on the low ground. Imagine like early ling pressure must be pretty hard to deal with, but you know, 2 Marines coming out can also get a nice snipe on an Overlord. They know where they're going. But no Reaper means that this SCV basically dies every time. Bixol's now going to be able to take a third, and the delay is only about 25 seconds here for Bixol. A little bit longer than last game. That's absolutely fine. I mean, great times anyway. The SCV will fall, and yeah, we're just going to go to a standard game by the looks of it. No, it looks like we're going to a very similar style here, so we're going to see Hellions coming out very shortly for the Ducks. 2 Hellions. It is annoying not having the WCS overlay when you watch replays. So I'm just going to call out what's there, but I've got the production tab on the top left as well, so you can just double check yourself if you want to. But yep, got Hellions coming out of this one. And a ZVT where a Reaper isn't involved means that casting is kind of quiet to begin with. Yeah, we are going to see the Liberator again from Ducks. Now, the first thing to note is that these Overlords are coming across the map to get quite a ring of vision around Ducks' base. But the thing is, I think Bixol's going to be better prepared here. I actually have some more advice, I guess, for Bixol, is that if you have an Overlord here, an Overlord up here, you'll be able to see where those Hellions will come in, so you won't be able to take as much damage from that. So if he produces a few more Queens, and then moves the Queens either here or here, based off of where the Overlords see the Hellions going, that would be very, very strong. You wouldn't take any damage, really. And likewise, around about this moment, I would say once you've got 2 bases saturated here, you can get about 16 to 20 lings. You can cut a little bit short. So actually, you can see, I mean, Bixol's doing that. He's probably overbuilding, I think, personally. But no, that's very good. He's getting the safety units in time for this Hellion attack. Taking a bit of damage here against that Liberator. He's almost got a really nice surround on that. If he just A-moved, that would be very nice. But it looks like it doesn't matter too much. He's going to be able to pick off these Hellions. And already we're seeing a much nicer game here for Bixol. He has lost a few workers here, though. 10, although I think a few of them are lings. Oh, no. 10 drones. Better than 30, though. Thing is, Bixol's now on 22. He hasn't been rebuilding any drones yet. So right now, you want to be back to droning. Nothing else can really hit you. If you look back at Ducks' base, he's lost all of his Hellions. I mean, you aren't going to see unstimmed Marines walk across the map right now. So as soon as you clear that up, yep, exactly this Bixol. Very nice. 11 drones coming out here. That's exactly what we want to see. And we want to see that go all the way up to 50 to 60, really. And you really want to get a nice economy after defending that. Because even if you take 10 workers, I mean, that's 6 Hellions or whatever. That means you're very safe. Very, very safe from that point forward. Bixol's looking like he's in a good position as long as he capitalizes on it. But meanwhile, we do have the follow-up attack being prepared here. We will have quite a lot of tanks on the way very shortly. And we got more Raxas on the way and Stim and all that kind of thing. So that's really cool stuff. Mailing nest now being built by Bixol. And the lair is on the way as well. So, credit where credit is due. Ducks has done a good job at slowing Bixol down again. Although if we compare to the last game, not quite as much. Although, to be honest, if you build that many lings, that's how many drones you could have had. So a lot of these lings are now just sitting here and not doing much. What they could be doing is getting onto the map a little bit. Try and use them because you built them with a purpose. Once the Hellions are dead, you can start getting on the map and being quite aggressive with them. So, yeah, quite a few SCVs could get killed here for free if Bixol wanted. Equally, you could defend against these kind of drops up here. But If there are any follow-up drops anyway. It's probably a good idea that he didn't listen to my advice then and kept some at home, because you're going to take in a lot more damage from this. Yeah, 12 drones on the way as well, so very nice. And this is it kind of with Zerg, like, if you keep up on your droning and you get to a really nice position, that can just mean you win games, because it's definitely the macro race. We all know it. We all know it. Zerg is OP. And I say that as a Zerg player. Quite nice production here for Dux though. Again, equal on workers. We do have double factory. Ooh, 2 factories on the way. We do have upgrades as well. 4th goes down, so both players just macroing up. Although I think you could probably get a deny on that, can't you, Dux? I wanted to. Gaining speed now on the way as well, so yeah, so it's gonna. It does lift up too. There's not much at home this time. I mean, last game we were looking at quite a lot of tanks for Dux, but this time round, the additional factory is a little bit later, and they haven't even got the tech labs on yet. So we are seeing quite a lot of fewer siege tanks here. I do wonder when Dux is going to push out here. He might try and time this out with his +1/+1. But again, we're seeing the single siege tank with a little bit of handful of bio here push out, which I kind of like, keeping up the pressure, clearing creep and all that kind of thing. So he is going to go to the north side of Bixol's base here, targeting the 4th, where there isn't actually much creep. So I don't think Bixol's going to know. Let's go over to his vision. He does see it now. He is going to come in here with quite a lot of lings. He's going to clear this out completely fine. He's going to maybe take out that tank as well. But up we go. Dux goes into the main base. There's quite a lot of queens here. A couple of spores and a couple of spines. Which is going to do quite a lot of work here in defending this, or at least slowing down this attack. And the lings come back up here. We're going to clean this up just fine. Dux still flying around looking for something. Oh, you could kill that. Oh, imagine if he dropped back in. Oh, he's using the ledge instead. Oh, man. I wonder if Dux can see it. That's a free base, Dux. Look, he can see it. Go on, Dux. Go on. Oh, dear. I say setting up a second attack here. Does have his 4th base on the way, dropping a massive mule bomb here. I think I'm just going to run back to the other base right now. Yeah, unfortunate. Oh, poor mules. And look at this, it's mining massively. It's going to do a bit damage. Just focus the hatch. Oh my god. It's doing a nice distraction here. Duck's doing an excellent job at the multi-prong. But he is quite deep on creep, and he does have tanks up on the high ground here. This push doing massive work here, taking down about 20 workers. Oh, he's going to take the hatch now. Oh, this is not good for Bixol. Bixol does have quite a lot of Ling Bane on the way. But Dux is looking very strong so far in the second map. And, oh, don't commit. Oh, that was a good engagement there. That was quite nice Bane connections. But Bixol's just keeping up the momentum here. He's pushing now more Marines and Marauders off, well, straight onto creep here. He's now pulling the tanks over to Bixol's side of the map. Bit of bio gets picked off here, I think. We'll figure out what upgrades we're on. So, okay, both sides are on +1/+1. So, hopefully Dux doesn't split up his army too much and just keeps his tanks with his bio, but it looks like the Lings are going to jump on top of this, try and take out all the siege tanks. get on top of it and looking pretty good. There's quite a lot of marauders here, which means that these lings are going to do a lot of damage, and more come out here for Bixol, trying to push Dux away, and successfully does so. Dux lifts up. Still got 2 tanks down here as well. What a series so far. Lingbane now being built behind this. We have quite a lot of Hydras out, which I think are going to be quite good at clearing up a lot of this. Well, at least maybe the MDuX, maybe a few of the tanks. And also we've got quite a lot of Marauders out, so Hydras don't trade too badly against Marauders. So yeah, let's see how it goes. The hatch will fall here, Bixol. But the macro, the economy for Dux behind this is massive, and I just feel like that is the main problem here. Just the macro for Bixol, not quite on the same level. We don't have the same economies, we don't have the same type of production, so a lot of what Dux is getting away with here is just so easy to pull off. So yeah, Bixol's going to come in here, try and clean this up. I do think the push is a bit futile here. It's only Hydras left. I think that's the beginning of the end for our Zerg player here. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-0 here for Dux. Coming out with quite a lot of aggression, but successfully securing these games so far. Alright, so we are here on map number 3. We are on Blackburn. A map that I don't see very often because I banned this map, I think, in ZBT. This is going to be Dux's, probably one of... I'd be surprised if this was Bixol's pick anyway, you know. So here we go then. On the left-hand side of Blackburn, currently 2-0 up in this best of 7, all maps played, Showmatch series. It is Dux. And on the right side, can he get his name on the board? Will he try anything else that is going to be a little bit more aggressive to throw Dux off? It is Bixol. Now, Bixol probably getting a little bit wiser to Dux's games. I think the first game losing 30 workers, second game losing 10. A lot better in terms of drone loss. But we are still facing a few optimization problems and slow droning behind it. I feel like if Bixol, even though he takes 10 worker damage, if he just droned really heavily after the initial damage, he'd be so far ahead. Honestly. So yeah, I think Bixol's got what it takes to be an excellent Zerg player. As someone who's been playing Zerg for a little while now, I've learned that just quick injects or keeping up on injects and getting a drone count, which you're very comfortable with, are the 2 main things of a great Zerg player. So we do have the scout, we do have the pool, obviously, so the hatch gas pool is completely fine here. So we're seeing pretty much the same build orders from both sides here. We're going to see the reactor first here for Dux. So yeah, I think we're going to go into a very similar game, but I mean, this is Blackburn. And Blackburn's interesting because you have the gold base up here, which means that any pressure that you can put on, if someone takes it, can be applied on the other side of the mineral line. You also have some interesting drop locations here, so siege tanks can siege up over here. And jump in and jump out quite easily. And interestingly, the main push is obviously through here. Which means that if you focus your creep spread over here, then you can get creep quite far up. And this choke point is pretty nasty to engage in, so Zerg will be trying to clear a lot of these rocks up here. So that if a Terran's set up here, you could flank around the other way round that way. And equally, later on in the game, you can probably open up this for an additional flanking position here. So Zerg can set up the map in the way that they'd like. And, oh, they killed the cleaning robot. What did he ever do to you? Was that an SCB? Actually, yeah, that was that SCB, wasn't it? Yeah. My bad. I mean, I guess there's not much difference between an SCV and a cleaning robot, to be honest. But even this start is very good for Bixol. Like, he's on 40 supply right now. Actually, something's up. He stayed in gas. He hasn't taken a third yet, so it's quite a late third. I'm wondering whether he could just go into a lair from here. Definitely could if he wanted to. I'd love to see something like that. A little bit more Mutalisks, maybe. That would be pretty entertaining. Yeah, Dux probably got the impression that don't fix what ain't broken. He's just going to go for his Hellion and his Liberator play, as he always has done. Liberator's pretty good on this map because you can get quite a nice entrance location here. You can also get quite a lot of dead ground up here, so sieging up around this area is really hard to get rid of, so... I like the decision so far for Dux to go for that. The Hellions do come out here, which is going to probably remind Bixol that Hellions are a unit to defend from, so I think a few more Lings might be on the way. I do have quite a few Lings actually already out, and this might be enough. We are seeing quite a lot of Queens being produced as well, so actually, I do think this is a great setup so far. Ah, we've got Spore Crawlers as well. He's learning. Bixol's learning. I'd be surprised if he loses any drones this game. Well, other than... Ooh, well, nice. Saving the Queen as well. He could move the Spore Crawler. Might not need to. Forces the Unsiege. Very well done so far here for Bixol. And look at the worker count. Already looking really healthy. There's just a lot of Hellions being banked up there. Oh, we're going to see the Armory and a Fusion Core. Oh, no. We're going to see Hellbats and probably a Battlecruiser as well. So, Oh dear. Dux. He's not going to be able to get that much early damage done though, so if Bixol can get his economy online. 10 Overlords! Oh my... That couldn't have been on purpose. He must have meant drones, right? Oh, he's even rallied it over here. 10 Overlords, man. Well, I don't think Bixol's getting supply locked anytime soon. Now the Hellions will come out. We do have the Armory done, of course, so we might actually see Hellbats very shortly, which is going to be really painful because there's no Baning Nest, I don't think. Oh, why is he not morphing into Hellbats? Oh no. Dux. Hellbat push would have destroyed this. Ah well. He's missed out on that. Oh, we're going to see a Spire! Wow, we're going to see a Spire, but he hasn't seen the Fleet Beacon. Sorry, the Fleet Beacon? Called Fusion Core, this one. He hasn't seen the Fusion Core. I think it's an excellent idea to go for that. You've seen how many Hellions there are. Maybe Hellbats. Yeah, why not? Go for Mutalisks, man. More power to you. You got the gas for it. You got the minerals for it. We don't have a third base up yet, but we do have the Battlecruiser now here. So let's see if it's going to blink anywhere. The Hellbat push, or Hellion push, whatever he decides it's going to be, is going to go to the north side of the map. And then the Battlecruiser is just chilling here for the moment. So, quite a lot of Lings. And they are going to get to position. They do know where this push is going to be. And actually, I think this is more than enough Hellions, Lings to actually deal with this. So, you know, here we go. Massive wraparound. Yeah, and I think that's not a bad trade, to be honest. I mean, did lose quite a lot of Lings there, but it wasn't bad. But, I mean, there's nothing on the production tab here for Bixol at the moment. The injects aren't looking too great. Ah, there we go. That's why. 13 Mutalisks startup. 14. Now, this is going to be a problem for Dux. He doesn't have any infrastructure in place to deal with this. But what he does have is Battlecruisers. Now, fun fact, Battlecruisers do not fight well versus Corruptors. So as soon as he sees Battlecruisers, what Bixol should be doing is going into Corruptors, right? He can use the Mutalisks to get game-ending damage, and then the Corruptors can defend against anything else. So Rather than fighting the battlecruisers head on, I mean, he might even have enough to do that, but fighting battlecruisers head on with Mutalisks is never really a good idea. Although, you know, there's quite a lot of Mutalisks here. And I'd love to see where this game is going to go, because this is already really interesting. Bixol going to go into a bit more Ling style here. The Mutalisks are going to go up to the north side of the map, and well, 2 battlecruisers, maybe 3 very shortly. And the Mutalisks, what are they going to do? Oh, take out all of those aliens, baby. He's going to go up for it. Oh, man. Oh, the Lings are actually going to go out and then take out those aliens. Very well done. I mean, both players using control groups, which I absolutely love. I mean, not all 3100 MMR players would be doing that, and I wasn't even doing that for most of my my diamond life. And look how many Queens there are just here. The battlecruiser does blink there. I think there's oh, it's not a battlecruiser. I thought that was a yellow battlecruiser. It's not. Mutalisks now going to the main base. Can I get some damage done? Actually, gonna take out a few Mutalisks, but keeping the battlecruisers at home. Oh, 2 of them are going to blink. They go into the main base of Bixol. Corruptors are out as well. This is going to be really painful. He's going to focus the Spire. Oh no. He's going to rebuild the Spire. He does actually have quite a lot of air army here. And they've already blinked. I think these battlecruisers are going to be dead. I think those are dead battlecruisers, to be honest with you. Oh, even the Spore's getting involved here. He does have Queens that could probably help out as well. Oh, he does pull them. Oh, very well done here for Bixol, cleaning this up just fine. And back on the other side of the map, we don't actually have any battlecruisers left. Well, we have 1. Oh, no, we go. We got 2. 2 more are on the way, and he's droning. Oh, I'd love to see it. Oh, he's getting macro hatch, and he's got a 4th. Oh, yes, Bixol, this is what we like to see. We'd like to see some macro behind this. Excellent. 70 workers. This is Bixol's game to lose right now. Looking very good for our Zerg player. MDuX still sharks around with these capital ships. But, you know, the Ling Bane is now out, so, it has been out for a while, obviously, but I don't think these, Hellbats are going to do too much, and, yeah, I wonder, I think mass battlecruisers is what MDuX is going to lean into here. The Hellbats, so I'm going to just try and walk up. These control groups, man. He's controlling Corruptors separately to his Mutalisks and Queens. I like it, although he could just engage all of this right now. Love to see some transfusers. Very nicely done. MDuX is kiting back, taking out quite a few of those units. Does blink away successfully. He's going to blink the other one away there. But so far, really well defended here by Bixol. MDuX is now getting his economy up a little bit more. He's producing more and more battlecruisers. Now, what Bixol could do is either go heavily into Corruptors, or he could try multi-prong and try and get some damage done in here and here, or he could probably go for the Infestation Pit and go for Neural Parasite. And, you know, all of them have merits. I think they are all strong tactics to take versus this, but, you know, as the battlecruiser amount increases, it's going to be a lot harder for Bixol to be able to break the army. Great third game here from these 2 players. It looks like the Ling attack's going to come out. This is exactly the kind of thing that you want to see, is to delay these kind of these expansions to make sure that he doesn't have anything else to go back on. He's even got Lings up here. MDuX is going to move up here. MDuX still in a fairly good position. Now he's got upgrades coming out for these battlecruisers. He's just trying to get a little bit of damage done. But even MDuX's economy is now coming online with the 60 workers. We are going to see a few more Corruptors come out, and did I just see like 9 more Overlords come out? Damn. Bane's waddling along, not quite got their speed yet, not quite found their feet. They're going to run into all these battlecruisers. They're going to take out a few Marines on the way, but if our feigning speed was up, this would be in dead mineral line. Which is now only just finished, by the way. 5 seconds later, and that was a dead mineral line. Bixol's now on to about 15 plus. How many units we got here? So he's got 16 Corruptors, 8 Queens, 8 Mutalisks, 46 Lings. I think he's got more Corruptors on the way. So he's got 4 more on the way. So he's going to have 20 Corruptors, which I don't think 20 Corruptors are enough to defeat 6 Battlecruisers. I think it would be close. Maybe if you can kite, I think it would be good. But remember, these have Yamato cannons as well, so it's going to be very difficult for Bixol to break this army in a straight-up engagement. I think, yeah, I think Neuroparasite, maybe some Ling Bane over here to destroy this would be very good right now. But MDuX is now moving up to take out a few of the bases with his battlecruisers. Really nicely done though. It's actually going to lose a battlecruiser in the middle of the map, and that is the kind of thing that you don't want to concede right now. He's actually going to lose another one potentially. I don't think this will see. He does see it. He blinks it away. Very well done. Hatchery goes down. And now we currently have 7 battlecruisers on the north side of Bixol's bases. Corruptors are going to fly in here and try and target fire with this, and they're going to blink. Where are they going to blink? Oh, I can't see if they've gone back home. Yeah, they've gone back home. Oh, man. So tense now. Another battlecruiser goes down in the main base. Oh. Did he take... Oh, he took out the spire. Oh, my days. So many Corruptors now. I think Bixol's in a nice position to be able to do this. Does he have the upgrades for flyers? No, he hasn't. Oh dear. Maybe he started it and not be able to get any out, but Corruptors could probably do with Carapace upgrades versus battlecruisers, especially this many battlecruisers. Carapace would be very good. But I do think he's just got the numbers for it right now. There's quite a lot of Ling Bane here, which you could probably commit to one of the bases. And yeah, I mean, MDuX is going on to 5 bases, which is kind of big. Bixol wants to engage now, and rightly so. He's on max out, so he's going to try and take an engagement here. Going to take out a battlecruiser. He's going to run down the Ling Bane over into the 3rd base. Going to force a lift off. Maybe I'm going to kill the orbitals here. Set off a few Lings. That was very nice. Nice little cute move there, and yeah, that's going to be a burning orbital command right there. Oh, is he going to commit on that? Is he jumping in on it? He wants to focus down those battlecruisers. The Yamato cannons come out. The Corruptors are going to do quite a lot of damage to these battlecruisers. 2 go down. The Yamato cannons are still coming out. Actually, I think the battlecruisers might be doing it if he stays. I can't make the call quite yet. But actually, there's a lot of Corruptors dead. But I do think Bixol's going to be able to rebuild behind this. 12 more Corruptors on the way. And I think the battlecruisers just can't come out nearly as quickly as these Corruptors can. So we are going to see 12 more Corruptors join very shortly. And now we're only down to 3 here. The Ling Bane is now sacking the bases onto the north side. Very well done there. So yeah, the economy now just in tatters here for MDuX. And we're going to see a huge Corruptor army come in very shortly. Bixol been pretty much on top of this game from the get-go. And he's going to finish this out with a massive Corruptor flood. That. Another battlecruiser goes down. Vikings are coming out in support, but I do think it's a little bit too late for those Vikings to help out. It looks like MDuX is on his last legs. It's the Zerg air army just comes in, destroys what's left of the Terran army. GG's called, and Bixol is going to go onto the scoreboard. 2-1. Alright, so we are here on map number 4. We are on Curious Minds. This is going to be... oh, well, quite a special one really, because we've now got both players on the board. And now I think it can go either way. Interesting to see some new build orders being thrown out here. Especially from this guy on the top left. This is the one and only MDuX. Down here on the bottom right side of the map, getting his name on the board. Can he do it again to tie up the series? It is Bixol. Alright, so yeah, reminder this is all maps played, so we are just coming up to halfway through this Showmatch series, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. I hope to see more of these series coming out. This is number 1, so this is the debut. And what better to bring the best matchup with 2 of our most entertaining players. Yeah, and if you're kind of new to TAW, or if you want to join TAW, these 2 members have been with us for a while. So it's great to bring such dedicated players for the first match. And interestingly, I don't know what region they're on or whether they've been switching, but Bixol's actually at NA, and we have MDuX from EU. So it is interesting to figure out whether they are region switching throughout this. I didn't say what the rules should be, and it kind of passed me by that latency would obviously be a factor for one of these players. So yeah, hopefully they figured that out amongst themselves, but perhaps you guys can guess who has the latency. I don't know whether you can guess from the other side of the cast. I think you have to watch it live, or you know, I don't know. Maybe you guys know better than I do. Can you spot latency through players by just seeing how they play? So here we go. We do have the reactor first again for MDuX, and he's going to get the block onto this third, interestingly. So they're not blocking this third, even though I think this third is quite superior. Just tied to choke point and on the high ground. So I think that most Zerg players probably want to take that. Yeah, really nice game. Follow it up previously in this series, the third game, where we saw loads of battle cruisers, and we also saw a Spire as well. And I feel like that Bixol could probably lean into the Spire play quite a lot if he wanted to, because his control of the mute lists are actually pretty good, and he didn't throw them away for no reason. So, you know, always having that threat on the board is beneficial to a Zerg player. It keeps your opponent at home quite a lot. I honestly feel like Bixol might be more of a muter player, you know. Let me know what you guys think. I think muter player Bixol is one we should encourage here in TAW. You always need a Zerg player that plays a lot of muters, in my opinion. So both players just macroing up here again, and we are on Curious Minds, and I'm not sure how I feel about this map. My win rates are really low, even though I think on the surface of it, it should be a bit more of a Zerg map, really. I mean, you got such open ground, although you do have some site blockers here, which are kind of annoying for Zerg, and, you know, an interesting middle position here, and I guess there's quite a lot of rocks that you can destroy. And look, yeah, actually, if you look how many site blockers there are, I think that's probably why I struggle on this map, at least. Hard to know, really. But spreading creep is really difficult if you have this many site blockers. But I do like the map. I mean, we've got vision towers and stuff like that. It's an interesting map. Just a shame that I'm not winning too much on it. Nicely timed scout here for Bixol. He's going to come in. He's got loads of overlords in this opener, and he is going to see it's going to be very similar to the game previously. You might even see the Liberator come out here. He is going to get Spore Crawlers in relatively good time. So, yeah, Bixol's defense is now tightening up the more he plays against MDuX. So I already see this Showmatch series as being beneficial to our Zerg player. It's really forcing out the timings and stuff like that. Although we are seeing spines. Huh. Maybe Bixol knows something we don't. Maybe he thinks it's a Hellbat push. It's quite a high investment in the stage in the game, but also I guess he's got the minerals for it. There's quite a nice vision here, actually, seeing where the Hellions will come in from up here. So I feel like he's in a good position to defend a lot of this. The Lynx do try and go in, but I don't think that's the engagement they want. They do back up, which is very nice. A bit back and forth here. Can he get around? I don't think that's going to be in there. Oh, he's nibbling away at one of the Hellions at the front there. He has set up 2 spines up here, so these are going to be able to kill off quite a lot of the Hellions. He's going to pull the drones for now. And the Lings are just going to get in there and clear this up. Where's the Liberator God? It's up here. It's got 7 kills so far. Again, slowing down the economy quite nicely here. Duck's doing a good job in this game to start off on the right foot. Spore Crawler will kill this Liberator off though, so this aggression has been defended for the most part. He's going to run the Lings in. Oh no. Catastrophic. Depot down. Not a lot here to defend it. Oh, this has just gotten so bad for Duck. So many workers go down. 14. The Marines are going to get taken out as well. The depot wall is raised. But man, that is critical damage if you ask me. 16 in total. 17. A lot of this infrastructure down on the low ground also going down. Whew. Man, like even extractors and depots going down. Lost mining time. It's not looking great for Ducks. He's now down to 35 supply. I feel like if he had a tank there, it would have been okay, but I guess losing the Hellions, not having much production behind that can really, really hurt. But also, you know, keeping your wall open, I guess. Yeah, it must suck as a Terran player or a Protoss player to just lose your wall, and I don't think Ducks are going to be very happy with this game at the moment. It's a bit of a steal, to be honest. He got 6 kills on the other side of the map. He did some damage, but man, I mean, he is still in this. He has just lost a few of these Marines. Oh, and the walls. Oh dear. Oh, and these mules are forfeit. That's going to hurt as well. A lot of energy from the orbital commands that are now tied up in those mules. So, man, that's going to be it's going to be 750 minerals just in. Well, I think they half mine, so maybe about 400 minerals in mule downtime. Gonna have to lift this off if he wants to save. It's now on fire. Oh no, Ducks, no, not like this. The orbital command falls and the depots fall again. Oh no. I don't think Bixol knows that the third base is mining. Though he is going to go into Banelings to try and bust that wall. The bio does come down. Oh, there's so many Lings behind this. I do think there's just no coming back from this kind of damage, really. Unless he really turtles up. It's a tank. I thought the tank could have been built a while ago, and that would at least give him a bit more space to try and expand again. But the Banelings do come up, and they do destroy quite a lot of these buildings. Oh, but Bixol can't quite get in to kill off the bio. It's going to set that starport on fire, though. It's going to be a bit of a problem for Ducks if he's going to lose that, because that's a lot of his mobility then down and a lot of the healing potential. Look at these mules, they're going to work. Ducks could bounce back from this. I feel like if Bixol just checks this third base, there'll be no bounce back potential. But I mean, the fact that he's been able to get a 5 mule drop down, and now he's getting a drop out, so Ducks could come back into it. Massive Lingbane wave though. I don't think there's anything really you can do versus that. If you just went across the map and attack, maybe Bixol's going to play it smart and macro up behind this. He is actually getting 10 drones and Hydralisk Den and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's the correct move, right? Rather than just headbutting into a 1/2 base Terran, you can just macro up a bit more. 4 spines here in defense. A lot of Ling Bane, so I don't think anything's going to get done here for Ducks at the moment. Or he is going to go across the map. Is he just going to go straight up to natural? He's going to say there's no natural here again. He thinks he's on 1 base, but he's not. Waiting for the Banelings by the looks of it. The drop does go into the main base, but yeah, again, there's just so many spines here. I don't think much will happen. Baneling's going up, taking out the Tep is really nicely done going into the middle there, and the Lings will just flood in here, and that is straight onto the production there. I don't think there's much coming back from that. MDuX taps out, and that is 2 for 2. Bixol taking game number 4. What an intense series so far from these two players. And really unfortunate for our Terran player that last round. But it happens, and if you get caught off guard, well, that's how Zerg can punish you. On the bottom left side, we have all tied up. It's MDuX. Let's see if he can secure that lead again. And on the top right side of the map, ooh, he's fiery. He's on a streak. It's Bixol. So, 2 for 2. The first 2 games going for MDuX, and then the second 2 games going to Bixol. Let's see where we can go here. Now, to be honest with you guys, leaving your depot down and not having any units behind it is kind of getting caught out the same way as a Zerg not having queens or lings to protect them against Hellions, right? Those two things can be compared to each other. You always need to have your bases covered, like either as the Zerg player or the Terran player. So although it feels bad for Terran to have Lings going into the wall, it also feels bad for Bixol losing 30 workers to Hellions in the first game. You know, that kind of thing you should be able to prevent, but you know, it happens. Both players, Terran or Zerg, can just get caught off guard. And it's always about just looking for those advantages that you can take, be able to do that. And Bixol deciding to send out Lings across the map after killing the Hellions was a really smart move. There was nothing to contend it, and the worst thing that would happen is that the Lings just go home again. Bixol reading the situation really well there. And yeah, sure, it's a bit of a Hail Mary, but you know, it can pay off. The same way as your Hellions going into the back line of a natural is a risky move, but you know, it may pay off. You've got to take those chances where you can. So here we go then. We're in map number 4. Oh, sorry, 5. Yeah, map number 5. Oh, looks like we're seeing a 2-1-1 actually. Oh, very nice. We're going to see another variation of builds here for MDuX. I like where he's going with that. So again, Showmatch series. We're going to see all 7 maps. Really exciting. I don't need to explain myself too many times because we are actually not live on Twitch or anything like that right now. We are doing a YouTube cast. So, you know, if you're with me now, you've probably watched the first 4 maps. So thank you so far for sticking around to make it this far into the series. Now, this is number 1 of the Showmatch series. We also have another one coming up very shortly. I'm trying to remember who that is between. Space Marine versus... not Volticus. Getting up my notepad. Physioth, yeah. So let's have a look around for that, because that's going to be a banger. A TDP for you next time round. So okay, third base going to be set up soon for Bixol. We actually lost the Overlord on the other side of the map, which is unfortunate. This is really hard to figure out where the high ground is. It may not even be high ground. I don't even know, guys. Like, I don't know. I don't use high ground as a Zerg anymore. I like to send my Overlord up here. We're in here. Then scout later on. Kind of like what Bixol did last game. He sent up his Overlord up here. And I prefer to do that versus Terrans because they get away with stuff like this quite a lot of the time. Now, we do have a 2-on-1, and I'd like to see... I don't think Bixol's quite reading the situation correctly. He's getting Lings a little bit too early here. Now, a lot of the time you can either get a Baneling nest, or you can get your Lings at about 4 minutes 30 in preparation, so you can drone up until that point. Slightly late third base as well. So, I mean, yeah, this is not looking great so far in terms of preparation for a 2-1-1, but, you know, 2-1-1 can be defended at the worst of times as well, as long as you've got enough queens and, you know, you have the Ling count there. Yeah, we've also got a bit of a supply block here for our Zerg players. So stuff like this is going to scale up, but it's looking like MDuX is going to hit a really nice timing here. So his one of the medevacs is slightly lagging behind there, but he's got one up and ready. This push is going to come up very shortly. Don't have stim though. Could have had stim with this push. I feel like that's a bit of an error, but you know, it's okay. It's not going to be perfect on both sides. I feel like this drop could still get something done. Oh, it's not moving out yet. Oh, every second matters, Dux. You can move this out. Go, go, go. No, Dux. You've already got a full MDuX. More or less, anyway. Dux, what are you doing? No. Go. Oh, dear. He does have he does have a tank on the back of that, so that's where the gas went. So he could have spent the gas on Stim, and then Stim would have finished for when he pushes out. But there you go. Anyway, so all that time aside means that that Bixol should be in a better position to be able to defend versus this. Now, he doesn't know it's going to come quite yet, although he's going to start to see it. There you go. No, he's going to pick it up on his radar now. Well, I tried to get his vision, but didn't quite succeed there. The drop does come into the main. And no stim here means that he's not going to be able to trade well against these Zerglings, or as well as he could have done. He loses a bit of time on the healing there, so actually I think most of this will go down. Yeah, only 3 workers going down at the moment. That's all Marines cleared up there. So far, really well done by Bixol. And that push would have been a lot scarier with Stim. But to be fair, he's got quite good infrastructure behind this. He's got a 3rd base and he's got 2 tanks out. So actually, this is looking very good. He's got a Liberator follow-up. So yeah, I think this is actually really good by MDuX to decide what the next wave of attacks are going to be. And here we go. Bixol deciding again to send the Lings out. Going to test that wall again, just like the previous game. But this time, there's so much more in place here. He does drop the depot, but yeah, I don't think that matters right now. All these Zerglings are going to get shredded. Quite a lot of them get taken out. And actually, I really like how MDuX has a plan. He executed the first one. He's going into macros, getting a lot more production behind this. 3 tanks. I like it. Great decisions here by a turn play. Except for a Liberator being sieged up next to a Spore Crawler. I think that's probably a bit unfortunate. It does give you a little bit more of a scout that you can see, like, obviously the Lairs finish, but you know, Bixol's only lost 5 workers and he's in a decent worker lead at the moment. More or less, anyway. I do think, like, you really need to try and get onto 66 workers, and that's 6 gases, 16 out of 16 on all these bases, and then just produce. I feel like at a certain MMR, probably like 4k and below, I don't think Zergs feel comfortable enough going up to 66 workers, but you know, right now, drones before army, you would look really good. So if you ended up getting your drones before army, getting your 4th base at about 6 minutes, you'll be looking really, really solid. Bixol only has to make a few more tweaks to be able to get to that point, but he'd be well ahead of his opponent right now if he did that. Equally, I think, I mean, this is a nice 2 base push if you wanted to bring it, but he could have been, yeah. Take your tanks with you, man. Like, take all 4 tanks with you. Why not? Like, you know, you crushed this. He hasn't got much army here. Not much production out at the moment. Imagine 4 tanks here for MDuX. This is game over. This would just be it. In my personal opinion here, it looks like he's in a really strong position here. He might take a bad trade here, but oh dear. Yeah, right, trades out pretty well here. Terran doing quite good. Pushing up here, but yeah, I will say, just bring all your stuff. Just try and kill your opponent. I think MDuX could have won this. But I think he could well win this from this point, to be honest. But trade push will happen. He's bringing out another tank for us, but there's not a lot of bio here and follow-up. But looking very good so far. He screwed himself an anchor in the middle of this base. And this is very good, right? This is the nice position for MDuX to be in, because he's blocking off this area and this area here. So holding this middle ground between these 2 bases, very nice, because now Bixol's army can't fight together. They have to fight fragmented. You'll see this right now. So the Lings are going to come in, and they have to commit from both sides, but look, they can't fight together. I do think Bixol's just going to die to this attack, which, you know, I was being a little bit critical of MDuX there, but actually looks like it's doing its job. Like, the push fragmented a little bit. It wasn't a massive amount of units pushing up, but it looks like Bixol has been caught off guard. Probably not droning early enough to be able to get into a good position to then produce units from. So a little bit of a macro slip potentially. I'm losing quite a few lings early on. I don't know. Everything adds up together, and MDuX is going to take this game fairly convincingly on this 5th map of this best of 7. So now he is on match point to win the series. All right, so here we go. We are on the 6th map. Thank you so much for sticking around so far. This has been an excellent series, and I'm really excited to see how this one ends. So we're on the last 2 games now. So we're on my favorite map. Probably, maybe ever, actually. Or at least it's in the running for my favorite map ever. Down on the bottom left side, currently, well, on match point, I guess. Only 3-2 up, it is MDuX. On the top right side of the map, we have fighting back. Can he get lings in the base again? Can he get mutas into the back line of his Terran opponent? It is Bixol. Now, Bixol showing us some great games so far. I think what he has done is caught MDuX out of position at critical moments to secure wins. So I feel like if MDuX has a little bit of a chink in his armor at some point, then, you know, if Bixol can find it, then this is going to be a nice wrap-up to the series. Bixol has to win both of the next games to win the series. So we go then. I mean, we're on hardware. I think this is a great Zerg map. I think it's awesome. There's not that many rocks, to be honest. I mean, there's a couple of rocks up there, and you know, nice open bases to attack in from, and you know, plenty of bases for a macro game as well. So yeah, I think it's pretty nice. So we are going to see reactor first again by MDuX. And it's really nice actually to bring this many games to you guys, because we get a feel for how these players play. We can probably learn together as well. So if you're fairly new to StarCraft, you can learn a lot from what these guys do. Like for example, when Hellions are built to go across the map to pressure the opponent, to kill creep tumors and workers, or maybe you're the Zerg player looking to defend against that. Then you can learn a lot from these games, and we can break this down together. And equally, if you're playing the games, so if you're in the show match, then you'll probably get quite a lot of feedback from 7 games being casted onto YouTube. Sure, some of it might be a little bit critical. I'm mostly here to bring you entertainment, to be honest with you guys. That's mostly why I'm here. But if I see a Zerg player or a ZBT, then I feel like I'm going to provide a little bit more of an insight about at least how I see it as a relatively higher intermediate player. Wouldn't say I'm amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, I feel like there's something we can all learn from these games. So yeah, Bixol, a good Zerg player all round, has a good sense of the game. Although I'm going to say that I want to see more economy from Bixol. Actually, I want to see more economy from both players. Straight up, both players need more economy. That's it. Get really crazy with the workers, man. Like, you can get waved so much. Like, you can be greedy and not be punished for it, as long as you know when you can do that. And if you're the Terran player, you can always do that, basically. You can always attack with a timing and have an economic follow-up. And you know, the same can be said for any race. You can have an attack in mind, and you can try and macro behind it. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. So, anyway, here we go. They're basically going to get taken by Bixol. And what's probably nice, actually, is not having to deal with the Reaper. Bixol's been able to take a 3rd every game so far, which must be pretty nice for him. Oh, nice early lair right now. Oh, he stayed in gas as well. I wonder if he took the lair... Like, maybe he took the lair because he stayed in gas, or did he stay in gas and then took the lair on purpose? He's getting the Roach Warren. Which I think it's going to be pretty good versus this, because he's gone for a 1-1-1 again. Oh, a second reactor there. So we are going to see a second factory. What is going on? Oh no, it's mech. Oh. Was this scouted? No, it wasn't even scouted. Alright, Bixol. Bixol coming out with a Roach Warren, maybe even +1. Is he getting Burrow on purpose? Wait, no way. This is exciting. Burrow being upgraded. We have Roaches on the way. We're going to see a mech game. So now Hellions are coming out in plentiful numbers, but we have roaches on the way. And burrow. I don't know if this is intentional because I don't see tunneling claws being built. Who cares? It's going to be great. Now the Hellions will come across the map. But there's a semi-wall here, so this is actually going to be really easy to protect from, at least onto the natural. Armory is finishing up in about 30 seconds, so I think Dux will be able to get a bit of a hellbat pressure if he wanted to. 10 roaches on the way. Wow, we're on to something special right now. Buckle up, guys. This is going to be a great game. We're only 5 minutes in, and both players have gone for interesting openers, which are so different from the rest of the other games in this series. Now, I don't think either player is going to take too much damage early on in this series, but look how many roaches there are! And the Hellions are going to actually clean up quite a nice number of creep tumors that are going up to the natural. So you're already seeing quite good pressure here from Dux, and he's actually scouted there's going to be loads of roaches here as well. He's now producing Hellbats in, well, mass numbers. To be honest, every single one is producing Hellbats. So we have Blue Flame done? Is that Blue Flame? I'm pretty sure it is, actually. We do have a Blue Flame up here with Dux, and he's going mass Hellbat. A little bit of a supply block, but we will ignore that. Honestly, I think this is great for Bixol. Like, going relatively blindly into roaches here. He's going to go +1/+1. Don't quite have roach speed yet. And that burrow may have been an accident. Feels like it was. Let's see if it comes out a little bit later. But whenever I get burrow, I always forget it exists. So then I never actually use it, which is very unfortunate because I think it's a great upgrade, and I want to use it a lot more, like a lot more. Oh well. So here we go, a bit of a Hellbat push coming out here. I think this is enough roaches to be able to take on this many Hellbats. But the thing is, Dux can now go into quite a lot of siege tanks and. Well, I mean, if roach speed gets finished, I mean, okay, it's starting up now, but I mean, this is, if you had roach speed now, this would just be dead Hellbats. It might be dead Hellbats anyway. We'll find out. Dux now coming up, trying to get damage done. Trades out a couple of the roaches, but yeah, overall, that's just heavy losses for our Terran player here. And to be honest with you, I think that's going to be game. I don't think it will be game over yet, but I think what has happened so far is enough indication that Bixol should just be able to win the game. Like, if you pushed off across the map now, Bile's up here. If you had a bit of sight of the high ground, Bile's up there, you'll win the game. I mean, it's easier said than done, I appreciate, but I mean, he's already got an Overlord here. He could just move it up here. Okay, third tank comes out, which makes things a lot harder, but oh man, wasn't it? Hellbats. Hellbat drop into the main. Oh man, I love it. Oh, this is great. Sucks, man. Let's go. Hellbats in the main. Oh, he's gonna get so many drones. Oh, the barbecue. Drone barbecue, man. Very well done. 18 drones there. Meanwhile, we do have the push coming out across the other side of the map. I think this is great, but I think a few more Ravagers will be able to completely waylay all these siege tanks. Like, you can just get on top of it. Can he do it? Pushes in a bit further. He's taking quite a lot of damage here. Oh, even biling these SCVs would be very nice. But he's biling straight in the middle there. Oh man. Ooh. Actually trading quite well. I mean, not amazing, but I think the SCV damage definitely helps. He's going to buy the SCVs as well. 15 workers. Oh man, that was incredible. So there's only one tank and one Thor here for Dux, so it's not looking great for him right now. He's lost quite a lot of SCV mining time, so he's only really mining off of one base right now. We do have another round of roaches being produced, so yeah. Again, we had so much damage in the main base here, so both players have just hurt each other so much. Now, Bixol could go into heavy Ravagers if he wants to probably close this game out. There's honestly not that much here for Dux. Getting 4 more factories though, which is kind of ambitious based off of his economy. But you know, you've got to get your infrastructure up and running to be able to obviously get the units. So yeah, nice one, Jed. Just say the obvious and can't go wrong. But Bixol's still only on 50 workers, which I think he needs to replace. Yeah, okay, he is. He's getting 9 drones here, which is exactly what he needs to do. But yeah, I mean, if this Terran player gets left alone for long enough, I honestly think that this army is going to get a bit unmanageable. He's got these all tech labs. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's on 7 factories, man. Well, that's actually insane. He doesn't have gas for it yet, but he is getting it online, and I don't know what world you'd be able to produce out of this many factories at the same time, unless you're getting Hellbats. Yeah, Bixol looking really good at the moment. Both sides... Oh no, actually there's only Bixol just not getting his upgrades. It looks like +2 vehicle weapons is going to finish up here for Dux very shortly. And I think that's kind of going to be his kryptonite right now, to be honest with you. We do have Hydras, obviously out now. +2 has started. Yeah, I don't see any Hive Tech yet. I think that's kind of where you want to go with this. Heavy economy, up to 80 drones, maybe even more, and get your Hive Tech. And you know, I'll be worried about this mech army just going to be able to scale into the mid game, into late game here. So I honestly think that Bixol could have won this by now if he attacked a little bit earlier or a little bit more surgically, I guess. But it looks like Dux is going to push up and clear a lot of this creep. Now there is plenty of Roach Hydra here to deal with the push that is coming out here. So we do have 5 Thors and Hellbats, but there's no tanks. The Roaches are actually going to do pretty well. He does get a bit of a surround on this. He's do quite well in clearing this up, I think. Oh, I say that. Thors do a lot of damage, don't they? Yeah, I mean, another downside is that the upgrade advantage is currently in favour of our Terran player. But yeah, Hydras do excellent work in the system with no tank support. Dux is going to really struggle to come across the map. A few tanks there. I replaced 3 tanks with those Thors, or a couple of those Thors. I think Dux would be pushing into creep even further than he had then. Yeah, he's still going for the Thor. Yeah, he's going 4 more Thors. So, yeah, I mean, looking pretty good for Bixol so far. Still quite low on the economy. We're still only at 60 workers. I do think more workers are going to be needed to be able to see out this game. Because he could have remaxed by now if he wanted to. Straight away. And here we go. 13 more drones coming out. Ling's going to see what's being built again. Excellent vision there. Also trying to get some harassment down. Going to see its mass Thor again. I'd love to see the infestation pit. Well, obviously that's finishing. But I'd love to see Neural Parasite now being upgraded. Now seeing this many Thors and no tanks, I feel like Bixol could go into Neural Parasite. I'd probably win with 1 attack, to be honest. He only needs a few. 5. Like, if he built 5 Infestors with Neural Parasite and just like maxed out on Hydras, I think this would be easy game for him. Easy game. But, you know, Thor's very powerful unit. Very expensive. Strong. Especially when you've got a bit of an upgrade advantage. Although, at the moment, I think they're a bit equalised on the advantage right now. There's no advantage. Let me just double check that. Yeah, +2/+2 for each of them. Or, well, +2/+2 for one of them and +2/+1 for the other. So, right, yeah, so Hydras. Quite a nice response to the Thors, I think. The only downside is that Hellbats do additional damage versus the Hydras, so this is going to be painful if the Hydras take too much damage from the Hellbats, but it looks like both armies are going to miss each other, actually. This base might be forfeit here for Dux. Nice pick off there. For Bixol down on the south side of the map, but he's going to get trapped here. It's going to be a huge battle just about to come up.
Oh, he might be able to get a nice arc on this. He's got to be really careful with the Hellbats. I think that's probably the bill. Oh my god, I can't figure out how this is going to go. Massive engagement here. Thors versus Hydras. Basically pure Thor versus pure Hydra. And look at those Hellbats. They are shredding the front line of those Hydras. And oh man, nah. That is such a decisive victory for Dux there. Hydras apparently not doing too well in that engagement, but I'm genuinely surprised. I thought that army would do a lot better. Yeah, genuinely surprised. Yeah, Hellbats will always do a lot of damage versus Hydra. So if you're a Terran player here and you see this army, I think you should think, yeah, let's get more Hellbats, man. Like that would always help. This many Thors is just scary. This is where you need Neuroparasite. I think Lurkers, yeah, not bad, depending on how your Terran opponent responds to them. But yeah, I think Neuroparasite would just destroy this. There's no way of Dux being able to fight against Neuroparasite right now. There you go, he's pushing in ever further onto Crete here. I don't know, I mean, there's a chance that this Hydra army could scale out of this. There's no Hellbats here. If he picks them off one by one, maybe he's got a chance at holding this off. And he does have quite a nice high ground advantage. Let's take out a medevac. Oh, crazy game again. Oh man, I love it. It's a little bit of a multi-prong here, trying to get a flank from the Hydras. So let's see where the Thors decide to go in on. There's one lurker here. Oh, and the engagement happens. He tries to get the flank on it. Oh, look at... Oh, already 4 Thors going down. Yeah, this is where we like to see it. Nice arc here. Not the greatest choke point to fight. You can see loads of Hydras are just running around, not able to fight in on this. But yeah, a few more Thors go down. There's only 6 or 7 left here. That wasn't a bad engagement for Bixol. Oh, he's getting more lurkers. Ooh. I like this. Oh, and the Thor army's going home. What do we have behind it? We now have siege tanks. Dux now deciding that siege tanks are the name of the game, and more links come across the map as well. I like it. He's just clicking them into the mineral line. He's trying to get a bit of damage done here. Obviously, probably taking a tank or two if he has Adrenal. Which I don't know if he's got Adrenal actually. He definitely could research it. More lings coming across the map, going down. Really nicely done. He's going to scout this, or at least try and kill. This is great. Like from a 3100 MMR player to send out this many ling run buys is actually really cool. Not only is he scouting, but he's denying bases like this, making sure they're not being mined on. Now Dux is only mining basically off of one base here. So Dux, if he loses this army, has no comeback potential. Or at least, well, he has some comeback potential, but not a huge amount. So Bixol just has to take one good engagement now. And I don't think Bixol needs to feel like he needs to push into this this army at the moment. Oh man. That is a lot of lurkers. And he is getting the upgrades for it. Do we have range yet? Oh, okay, so he's not getting range first. I do recommend getting range first before adaptive talons. Oh, look at this. Another run by. Very well done. Stuff like that really really helps you out again in these games, especially against a mech player, because they just can't get to positions quick enough. We'll transfer workers up to this base. Now Dux is mining onto another base now, but he doesn't really have that many workers mining over here. Oh, he's lifted up his main base to go mine there. Look how many lurkers we got now. We have 13? Yeah, 13 lurkers here. Adaptive talons are about to finish. Oh man, there's 4 tanks here. A ling's coming in on the front line here. Oh, excellent position. And these are the only workers here for Dux. Oh no. That is the economy of Dux pretty much gone here. Really nicely done. And he's going to run away. And I think that command center's going to die. Oh, no, he gets in the mules. Really nicely done there. Excellent pressure there. And so many workers just died then. 29. Now, Dux is on. And as time goes on, Bixol is scaling into this game really nicely. He could get Adrenal, which will help with these engagements. Which I'd love to see. I think he's getting +1 melee as well. And on the other side, we're just seeing that that Thor again, but yeah, oh man, the tank reset must really hurt from that. That sucks for Dux, actually. Sucks for Dux. Yeah, I feel like that was. I feel like tanks are what he needs right now. Just lurkers just get shredded by tanks for the most part. Look at that burrow! Oh no! Oh. Softening up so many of those Thors. They are going to push up right into this base location. They're going to be trapped as well, so the Lurker's going to get into a nice position here. I don't know how many scans he's got left at the moment, but there's no production for either side right now. The Lurker's going to get into a really nice position. Oh, and he's going to take out most of those Thors. Lurkers actually do scale quite well into this kind of mass Thor army. A lot of people say that they don't really get much splash damage advantage, but to be honest, for some reason, Lurkers do quite well versus Lurkers. And I don't... you can just see how well that went for Bixol. Now, tying up 3 for 3. We are going into match number 7. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining us and sticking around for all of these games if you've made it this far. It is been a great series so far, and we are on the final map, Fido Altaris, in this show match. So whoever wins this wins the show match, and both players showing that they are capable of taking each other out. It just shows that the MMR matching it can work. Like, this is proof. On the top left side, can he bring out some excellent beatdowns to finish off this Zerg opponent? He's currently shown us some interesting strategies, ranging from 2-on-1 to regular Hellion play to also mech. Can he do it? It is Dux. And on the bottom left side of the map, showing that he is capable of taking his opponents off guard, and actually showing a really excellent macro game in that last game. And man, can he do it again? It's Bixol. Well, you can probably tell throughout the casting that I'm really hyped about Zerg play generally and Bixol's play, but Dux has been showing some solid macro games here, because for the most part, most games, his economy has been excellent. I honestly think that most of the problem for Dux is just the engagements, the managing his army and knowing how to keep his army together and use the map to his advantage, because his macro is looking pretty good. He has a really solid build order. He'd get some really good damage done. And sure, a couple of times his production's been a little bit underwhelming at times. But yeah, honestly, I'm really impressed by Dux's play. And equally, for Bixol, I feel like Bixol has learned, like, after those first couple of games versus Dux, he's learned how to optimize his build, and you can see also that he's pretty good versus mech. That looked like a properly nice, solid game there, not committing too much to an attack. When I was saying you could probably kill Dux at certain points, he didn't. He just went back, macroed, and it got an even better army to deal with it. And yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing with Zerg. So here we go. We are in the final map, and yeah, hopefully look around for more show matches being set up. If you want to take part in it, if you're new to TAW, check out the website that I got on the right side of my screen. Follow my Twitter, that kind of thing. You will see regular updates from myself. I'll be putting out more videos on this. And also, if any of you guys out there want to cast games and you're part of TAW, please just jump in and do it. If you want to do one of these show matches at some point, it's a great time to be able to just have a little bit of a laugh, really. If you want to cast on Twitch, then go for it. You can also make YouTube videos like myself. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do. There we go then. We are on we've got the third base up for Bixol, so we're just macroing up. He does lose the Overlord though, which is kind of painful, but he has supplied up early on to be able to compensate for that. He's going to see a couple of Marines, but I don't think he's got a read of what this is. He might think it's a 2-1-1, when in fact it's going to be Hellions. So hopefully he has Lings out and ready for when they push out across the map. Yeah, I like it that you can really see that both players have warmed up into their series. So at the beginning, when we started casting this, you can see that it was a little bit rusty, not a lot of quick plays, but now you can see that the macro for Bixol, like getting the spore crawlers on time and stuff like that, really now on point. And yeah, the army being a bit more active on Dux's side, pushing out across, trying to take out creep tumors and stuff like that. So you can see how like playing a few matches in a row can really pay off for both players and give us some really interesting games. Now the second Overlord is going to come across the map to try and get that follow-up scout. Something I need to do actually whenever I lose my first Overlord, the same way as Bixol has. I always get worried about sending out this second Overlord, but I think this is great because it's coming across the map at exactly the right time you want the scout. He's going to be able to come in here and see that it's bio, that is going to be the Hellion push that MDuX normally does. The Lings are out and ready, so really nice safety Lings here. You can see that Bixol has learned a lot about how to macro in ZBT, that he knows the timings of when to get these safety Lings. His Evo chambers are really nicely timed in this one, and look at he's got a lair, which I think the lair's a bit early, but you know, having the lair anyway, really good. Spore crawlers coming in at a nice time. Stuff like that is really paying off right now. New downside is he hasn't got a scout on what his opponent's doing quite yet, so these Hellions might be able to get a little bit done. He hasn't got an Overlord out in position to see where the Hellions are coming in from, so he could actually lose quite a lot of these drones here. Now, if he had an Overlord up here, this wouldn't happen. So he's going to come in here, and now, yeah, this is probably going to be quite a few dead drones here, which could have been prevented. So far, we've got 6 going down, 8. Lings will come across the map as well. Wait, actually, I don't know if this is good for Terran. Oh, he might actually get out. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay, that was good for Terran. that was good for Terran. He kept him alive, man. 11 workers. Ooh, once when Bixol had that wraparound, I really thought that all those Hellions were going to die there, but meanwhile, yeah, the problem is that Dux hasn't been really macroing behind this. You can see that he's banking quite a lot. He doesn't actually produce much. And this is the kind of reason why he lost that game when the Lings came through. Like, it doesn't matter if your depot has been left down. You should have something to anchor yourself in here. So if he's producing a tank right now, that would be very, very good for him. So far, looking pretty good for Dux. A nice start here. Creep now being re-established onto that side of that side of Bixol's base. But again, we're going to have the Hellions coming into the south side here. They are going to be spotted. It looks like the Lings are going to try and get a wrap around. These Hellions are quite low, actually. You could probably just commit and try and kill them, but yeah, you don't want to take any risks, really. He's now going up to the north side. Now the creep tumors are... all 3 creep tumors get sniped off. That was kind of a pain. But what are we going to see? We're going to see bio again for our Terran player. Oh, and they do commit. They take out a couple more drones, but they do forfeit their life for that. And there's so many Lings here. Oh, imagine if you ran across the map now. You could do a little bit of damage now. Those Hellions are down, and still nothing really producing from this factory, which is yeah, we do see a siege tank on the way now. We could have had about 2 or 3 siege tanks already out, which I think is probably the most vulnerable point for Dux at the moment, is lack of factory units to be able to defend on in case of any counter-attack. But luckily for him, there is no counter-attack on the way. So we're just going to have a Zerg macroing up a little bit more. Oh man, it all comes down to this game, and oh, I'm excited. We do have +1/+1 finish for both players. It's looking quite even, I would say. I am concerned for Dux and not having tanks out at the moment, though. And look, this Ling Bane is coming across the map. Ling speed, so Bane speed has now finished as well. So the Lings are going to move into the base piece. Oh, he's going to morph in so many Banelings. And they just miss each other. I feel like Dux might know what's up now, seeing that he just had the watchtower there. He sees more Lings come across the map. He's trying to go for that one siege tank push out. There is a bit of an engagement. He's going to lose this tank probably. Oh, he's going to run past the tank. Okay, no. Oh, man. It's not looking good for Dux now. He's taking quite a lot of damage here. Oh, he loses all that, all those bio units there. But look at the supply. Dux is in a good position. But aren't there many army units out? The army for Bixol looking a little bit more scary for well, at the moment. He's stayed on 50 workers for so long that he's just invested in a lot of army. Now he's rolling Banes up the ramp. Oh, and he knocks it off. 3 depots go down, but all the Banelings do as well. And that's a defense there for Dux. That's actually really good for Dux overall. He's on a higher economy, so the longer this goes on for, the better it's going to be for him. Now, if he can just fend off this attack now, more Ling Bane comes in. These might be able to take out both tanks. One tank does go down, but the bio might be able to kite back. If he can kite or split, oh, quite a lot of damage goes down here. There's not that much left over. He's going to lose a bit of workers here. It's the only thing that's going to matter in the long run. It's only going to equalize the worker count. But, I mean, it is good damage by Bixol. But Bixol's on the same worker count right now. And now the tank count is scaling. He's got 4 tanks. He's actually got 3 more on the way. Oh my days, he's got 3 factories again. Oh, Dux is in a pretty comfortable position. Now he's got that siege tank anchor. He's able to just trade with Bixol's armies quite well. And the problem is that 46 workers to Dux's 57, even after losing that worker count, means that there's going to be no army left over. There's not a big army. It's not big enough to be able to fight off 4 siege tanks and more coming up behind. Dux pushes into the 3rd base location of Bixol. And the Banelings come in and they try and do some damage to the siege tanks. There's so much terror in here pushing onto the space. I just think that the economy just wasn't here for Bixol to deal with this. And now Dux is just pushing in a little bit further. No resupply. GG is called. And that is going to be it. Dux is your first Showmatch champion in a very, very close series between these 2 players. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Dux is our victor. 4 for 3. Very, very close. That could have gone either way, but that last game just looked pretty solid for our Terran player there. Congratulations, Dux, and thanks for joining, Bixol. It's been great having you on this stream as well. And thank you everyone for joining. If you want to sign up to TAW and you've made it to the end of this video, please check out www.taw.net. Please also follow my Twitter @saltyjedrix, which you can see on the very far right. TAW is a clan that is casual and competitive, and you can join no matter what rank you are, no matter what you're interested in, whether that's competitive play or team games or whatever. Give us a bell, we'll be able to welcome you in. Now, I want to remind you that Space Marine versus Fizzy Elf is going to happen at some point, hopefully. If not, then we'll be announcing the next Showmatch series very shortly. Once again, guys, thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.